I think I had the best possible upbringing a person can have, which is good parents and no money. I lived in Luton, England, which is the worst town in England. I grew up and went to a school with a 3% pass rate. Everyone around me was stabbing each other and selling drugs. My mother and father broke up and he stayed in America and I moved to England. And he wasn't financially successful, but he taught me other lessons. I think that a harsh upbringing and a harsh life makes a man a man. I don't think you learn a lesson any other way. When I was 15, my first job was carrying boxes of fish from 7 a.m. till 5 p.m. And I would run to work. So I'd leave the house at 6, I'd run an hour, I'd get there at 7, I'd finish work at 5, and then I'd run from there to the fight gym. I'd get there early before training started, I'd eat food next to the gym, and then I'd train, and then I would get a ride home from my girlfriend at the time. So my entire life was 17 hours a day of just running and working and carrying boxes and fighting. I think back on how my life was back then, and I realized that I wouldn't appreciate any of the things I have now without them. The best thing about being rich is talking about how you used to be poor. So I've been from the absolute bottom to the absolute top. I've seen it all. When I'm sitting there and saying to men, look, life as a man is shit. It's always been shit. People go, oh, I don't feel good. I say, good. Your life as a man is going to be terrible the entire time. Having tears run down my face as I'm doing push-ups is different than sitting and crying. I didn't sit and dedicate myself to crying. My eyes leaked as I achieved. Life's hard. It's always going to be hard. The only way to get out is to become excellent and perform at a level where your echelon is so high that you get to live this brand new experience. You need to become strong and smart and interesting and charismatic, powerful, well-known. You need to do it. I get asked all the time, what do you feel? Or what about happiness or depression? How I feel doesn't cross my mind. It doesn't cross my mind. Whatever mood I happen to be in, I have things I need to do. It's a busy day. I have shit to do. Like, I didn't cross my mind if I was happy, sad, excited. I just had to work. That's what allows me to be competitive. If you want to be the most competitive predator on the planet, you have to be able to hunt in the day and the night. You have to be able to perform when you're happy and sad. You can't only go to the gym when you're motivated. You can't only be a competent person when your life's going well, because when your life's not going well, you're no longer competent. I am more competitive as an individual if I don't believe I can become depressed. No matter what bad happens to me in my life, even if the worst things on earth that could happen to me, I could never become clinically depressed because I would never self-diagnose myself as clinically depressed because I don't believe in it. Because I don't believe in the idea of hopelessness. You cannot try and make me adopt thinking that will reduce my competitiveness as an individual. You're as competent as possible if you believe you can affect absolutely everything about your life. No one's coming, no one's saving you. If you want peace, you'll have to earn it through war. You feel like life is crashing down on you. You're anxious. You can't sleep. You lie in bed staring at the ceiling. Your mind racing through failures, regrets, missed chances, and a future that feels empty. And every time you try to stand up, something drags you back into that mental swamp. You start to believe that this is just how it is. Your mind broken, your motivation gone, your spirit weak. But listen to me. Suffering exists, but what you do with it defines who the hell you are. You're not a victim of your feelings. You're a hostage to your lack of action. You're not drowning in depression. You're drowning in avoidance, in a life without structure, without battle, without resistance. And when a man has nothing to fight against, he ends up fighting himself. No one's denying that mental health is real, but the lie they feed you is that you're powerless against it, that it's a life sentence, that the answer is always external. Medication, therapy, numbing agents, distractions, they never tell you the truth. And the truth is brutal. You have to save yourself. You have to wake up when you don't feel like it. You have to train when you're mentally shattered. You have to build routines when your brain is screaming to stay in bed. Not because it's easy, but because that's the only way out. You want healing, it's in the hardship. You want clarity, it's in the chaos you conquer. Every moment you choose discipline over despair, you're winning a war that most people have already surrendered. The world will pat you on the back while you rot. They'll give you a pill, a label, a justification to stay weak. But there's no pride in dying slowly while being validated. There's no power in being understood if you're not changing. If your life still sucks in 6 months, who cares who empathized with you today? Sympathy won't build your bank account. It won't rebuild your confidence. It won't force you to become the version of yourself you see in your dreams. Only action will. Only brutal honesty will. You want someone to care? Care about yourself. Wake up early even if you didn't sleep. Set goals even when your mind is fogged. That's real therapy. That voice in your head saying you're not good enough, it's a liar. And it only wins when you stop fighting. You think successful men didn't feel what you feel? You think they weren't buried in doubt, fear, and darkness at some point? The difference between you and them is not trauma, it's response. You sit in it, they rise through it. They took responsibility. They looked in the mirror and said, this is my fault. And because it's my fault, I can fix it. That's the most terrifying and liberating mindset a man can adopt. You want power? Own everything. Your depression, your failure, your wasted years. Take it all, then flip it. There's hope in pain. If you're hurting, it means you still care. If you feel lost, it means you still have something inside you worth saving. The numb, dead men. They're the ones beyond repair, but not you. The fact that you're here, questioning, searching, trying, that's the ember. Now you have to fan it. You have to build a fire so hot that the demons living in your head can't even survive near it. And that fire comes from action, responsibility, repetition. You don't get stronger by waiting to feel better. You get better by moving while you're broken. Every champion was once a man who refused to stay on the floor. So stop waiting for the day you feel ready. That day's a lie. The real ones move when it's dark. You think strength is smiling on sunny days? No. It's standing tall when your chest is tight, your thoughts are loud, and your soul feels like quitting. That's when kings are made, not in luxury, not in therapy sessions, but in war, in the dirt, in the silence between breakdowns and breakthroughs. And here's what most men don't understand. You don't need to feel good to do good. You need to do good. And eventually you'll feel good. Action rewires your brain. Progress creates purpose. But it all starts with one decision. To take control, not of other people, of yourself. People think I just woke up rich and confident. They don't see the war I fought internally. The years I spent dragging my broken self to battle every morning with no audience, no applause, no reassurance. You want to talk about mental health? Then talk about routine. Talk about structure. Talk about winning the small wars. The cold shower when you're depressed. The meal prep when you're anxious. The workout when you're mentally exhausted. That's where men are built, not in escape, but in confrontation. When I was weak, I looked for a way out. When I became strong, I looked for ways in. Into the fire, into the hardship, into the very things I once avoided. Let me tell you something most people are too scared to admit. Feeling like a victim gives you relief, but never results. You might get compassion. You might get temporary comfort, but you'll never get transformation. The world will hand you a million reasons to stay where you are. Labels, excuses, circumstances, and if you accept them, you stay broken. You don't rise when you feel like it. You rise because you made a vow to never go back to who you used to be. You're not alone in your pain, but you are alone in your decision. No one can make it for you. No one can lift that weight, take that cold shower, write that journal, face that fear, break that pattern, except you. And every second you act, the new you is born. It's that simple. It's that hard, but that's the price of freedom. That's the price of peace. It doesn't come from outside. It comes from mastery of self. You want to win the war in your head? Then act like a soldier. Build a code. Follow it relentlessly. Fail and restart stronger. Fall and rise faster. Feel weak and fight harder. The cure is not in feeling, it's in doing. And once you understand that, you'll never be at the mercy of your mind again. You'll train it. You'll command it. And that's when you become unstoppable. Do you think your depression is unique? Do you think you're the only one who wakes up with a heavy chest and no appetite for life? You think you're the only man who looks in the mirror and doesn't recognize the person staring back? Let me break it to you. There are millions like you, but only a few will ever make it out. Not because they're smarter, not because they had help, but because they chose to stop romanticizing their suffering and started weaponizing it. There's a brutal truth most people will never say out loud. Your feelings are lying to you. That voice in your head that says you're broken, it's not your conscience, it's your enemy. And the longer you listen, the deeper it buries you in that pit. Everyone wants to feel understood. Everyone wants someone to tell them, it's okay, you're not weak, you're just struggling. But what happens when you stay in that comfort too long? What happens when struggling becomes your identity? You lose the fire. You lose the urgency. You start building excuses instead of a strategy. And slowly, without realizing it, you become addicted to sympathy. It's not your fault, they say. But here's what they won't tell you. If it's not your fault, then it's not your solution either. You've handed over the steering wheel of your life to a diagnosis, a feeling. Let me ask you something. If your house was on fire, would you sit there analyzing how the fire started? Would you lie on the floor weeping about how unfair it is that your house caught fire while others are fine? Or would you stand up, find the extinguisher, and start fighting for your life? Mental pain is fire, and every minute you sit in it without action, it consumes more of who you are. But I'm overwhelmed. Good, use it. Let the overwhelm become fuel. Let it push you to do the hard thing first. The hard thing is never going to feel easy. That's why it changes you. You don't fix your mind by pampering it. You fix it by disciplining it like a wild dog until it obeys. That doesn't mean pretending you're fine. That means you stop negotiating with a version of you that wants to stay broken. That means you talk to yourself like a warrior, not a victim. You ever notice how the men who make it out of hell aren't the ones who cry the loudest? They're the ones who go silent, who cut everyone off, who disappear into the grind. They've realized that no one's coming to rescue them. They've buried the fantasy. They've killed the idea that someone will understand them so deeply that healing magically appears. That's dependency, and it will betray you every time. Real healing comes when you stop searching for softness and start building strength. If no one helps me, I'll help myself. That sentence alone can change your life forever. Pain is universal, but what you do with it, that's what separates warriors from cowards. A coward feels pain and wants to numb it. A warrior feels pain and sharpens his blade with it. Every rejection, every every failure, every dark thought, it becomes part of his training. You say your mind is broken, then fix it like a craftsman. Reshape it. I will not die in this state. I will not let this be my legacy. That's the kind of thinking that breaks curses. That's what resurrects a man from his mental grave. The moment you're aware of your chains, you're already halfway free. What keeps you trapped is the belief that your feelings are final. They're not. Just because I feel worthless doesn't mean I am. Just because I feel lost doesn't mean I can't chart a path forward. That internal rebellion is what makes the difference. That refusal to accept your current state as permanent.
This ain't your life right here. This life you got right now, this ain't just it. You think this it? God ain't through with you.
I don't know what you've been through. I don't know how bad it hurts you. I don't know who this is for, but I came to tell you what you are going through right now is not how your story is supposed to end.
The people that are running at their dreams know that it's possible that you can live your dream, that it's necessary, that you're relentless, that you have a plan of action, that you are creative. The people that are living their dreams are the people that know that if it's going to happen, it's up to them. The people that are running after their dream know they're going to have hard times. They keep on running because they're saying within themselves, no matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. The people that are running after their dreams are the people that are hungry, that if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, and if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, if neither cold poverty, famish or gall, pain or body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim, you besiege and beset it, with the help of God you'll get it.
Jot this phrase down. Life and business is like the changing season. And then here's the next phrase. You cannot change the season. You can't rearrange it. But make this note. You can change yourself. And by the way, only human beings have this extraordinary ability to make dramatic changes in their life. In America, the goose can only fly south in the winter. But that's not true with human beings. Human beings can go north. They can go east. Human beings can live one way for 5 years and then tear up that script and live a totally different way the next 5 years. If you want your income to change, I'm telling you it's within your power. Any year you choose, you can make incredible changes in your life. Anytime you want to, you can say, I'm going to change my attitude, I'm going to change my income, I'm going to do more than I've ever done before. Take on that as your God-given right as a human being to change your life to whatever degree you want it to change. If I can do it, you can do it. There isn't anybody in here that can't do it. Dramatically change the course and the quality of your life.
We must let the people at home know that enslavement's coming for their entire life and their bloodline unless they resist. Stop watching the fucking Super Bowl. Stop going to stupid concerts and instead be motivated about your family's future. Nobody lacks energy and motivation. You just focus it in the wrong directions. And it's the same with these sports teams. If everybody cared about their country, like they care about these stupid sports teams, then or cared about their family, then the world would be fixed. We all have an innate energy inside of us. We all have a life force. And most people are just directing it in the wrong direction completely. The Matrix has come along and it's distracted us all with bread and circuses.